Okay, hello. This is part 2 of a 3-part series that I'm doing on the Forked Tower Blood involving rangering and how to be a good ranger. Again, this is unscripted commentary over some videos that I've done, and so we're just drawing on some maps that I've made in Clip Studio. But this is the pronged passages, or the bridges, as most people call them, for Forked Tower Blood. There are a couple of good things to note here, that there are in total of 5 trap sets that you need to make sure that you hit. Otherwise, this section can be the most hectic to new rangers because you are during combat and you are kind of against a timer. But as long as you kind of keep your head cool, I think you'll be fine. That being said, let me show you over to some video. I also have some video backed up. This first section, really nothing going on. Nothing too crazy. We just aren't making sure we aren't cleaving the abyss. And after this wall goes down, the first thing that the rangers should be doing is that they should be hitting the section behind the abyss. Behind the abyss will be one small trap, as we can see kind of here. So we're right here. We're right here right now, and we need to be hitting this section of traps. So all you have to do is just hit behind the abyss, just hitting the dead center. If you remember for the first part, I mentioned, and I kind of said it a lot, that the Hawk AoE indicator is a bit smaller than the actual Hawk AoE itself. So as long as you hit the dead center of each of these trap lines, so as long as you just kind of hit maybe right here, or maybe right here, or even right here, you should be able to hit all three of the potential trap spots in that line. So this is true for all the way down the bridge, so just keep that in mind as you're doing this. I do have some markers put down for kind of helpful visual clarity during the video, but as you can see, I'm placing my Hawk AoE just behind the abyss, and I pop the trap. If you do this right, you should hit the Ethereal Ward, and the Ethereal Ward will activate since it took damage. So it's also a good way to kind of time the wards and time your mitigation for that. All right, nothing too crazy about the Abyss here. It's pretty chill. Actually, up ahead, once you kill the Abyss, the very first thing you should do as a ranger is get the second set of traps after this next ward for the Tower Idol section. So in this Tower Idol section, there will be 2 traps. There will be one in the center always, and one on either the left or right of that trap. Again, you just hit the center of it and you should be fine. They're both smalls, so you should see 2 small explosions. Again, just hit the center trap and you should be able to hit the other 2. It's where that B marker is. I'm on letter side, I'm on the left side of the bridge, and you can kind of mirror exactly what you're doing, exactly what I'm doing here on letters over to numbers, and we'll kind of see that here in a second. So I'm hitting the B marker, both are gone, and then you can see the other ranger hit the other traps over there. You can kind of see the bird maybe, but if you look between these 2 lampposts, on letter side, just before that electric field, if you just hit in between there, just hit kind of centerish between there, you will pop both of them. How I also look at it is, if you see this gap right here in the bridge on the left side, if you aim just before it on numbers on the right side, you'll pop the trap just fine. All right, there's that explosion, as you can see, and we're killing our wards. Let me zoom ahead a little. All right, so how I handle it on letters is that I will hug the edge. You can run yourself into the edge of the bridge and you will not fall off. There is an invisible wall there. I will run myself against the invisible edge there, and I'll throw the bird as far as I can. This is actually a good time to call out that there is a really good setting in the Final Fantasy XIV character config, where if you set this on, you can both set double tap to place AoEs yourself, and you can also limit the range of placeable AoEs by the distance you're allowed to place it. I can put a screenshot of that in the description, but I'm currently not in game, so I can't really show you that. That being said, As long as you kind of hit in between these two lampposts or just after it, or right where the mobs are, you will pop this third set of traps, which are these two sets right here. There is a mega bomb here, and then there is also a landmine either on the left or right of it. It's just the boot and bogey section. And again, as long as you hit kind of dead center-ish, you will hit all three potential spots. I do it again just to be safe. Also, if you just noticed, on that first hawk, there wasn't any explosion. Fork Tower Blood has a really bad problem with this, and specifically this encounter where these explosions will get render cold, and it's only this set. Well, and potentially the next set right after, depending on how fast the mobs die. But for this set specifically, these mobs, that explosion did get render cold, and you just have to trust yourself. Just trust yourself, please. Over on the right side of the bridge, it's the same story. Just aim in front of this gap, aim where the tower boot and bogey are, and as long as you hit the boot and bogey, that means you have popped them. Again, they will get render cold. Please just trust it. Please just trust that you hit the traps. It's an unfortunate side effect of the game, but it happens. Okay, I'm moving up ahead, and I will be hitting the D and 4 marker right now. You can aim on top of this gap right here, and you can hit both sides. Actually, this is a good kind of way to see it. How the Hawk AoE can hit all three potential spots. So, kind of just proves my point from earlier. But you can aim right here, or you can get each one individually. However you want to do it, just do what you need to do. I aim just direct center, and I get all three potential spots. I'm specifically talking about this red rectangular set. There can be either a mega or a small on either side. It's a 50-50 toss-up. So you can just hit both and pop. Just, again, it got render cold. Just trust that you hit both, please. Just trust that you hit both, and you'll be fine. Anyways, I'm asking my ranger for a raise here. I mean, there, yeah, okay, actually, there, you just saw it right there. So enough mobs died, so that explosion actually went off over on the number side. Oh, and it's the same story on the number side. Just use it there. I guess a good visual indicator, I guess I should kind of back up, is you see those two lampposts by the D and 4 marker and kind of like halfway leading through the gap. That's where the trap is going to be. If you don't have the markers, just look for the two lampposts about halfway through the gap, and it should be good. Anyways, I'm gonna go do the control orb for the bridge, and we're getting ready to pull the progenitors. In this progenitor section, it will be about halfway up the rest of the bridge. So wherever the gap, you do the 50-50 split, and then halfway up there will be another mega bomb and just a singular line. Let me see if I can get a better visual on it. Yeah, okay, you see that one marker in between the two lampposts that are about halfway up the bridge from where I'm at? That's where you want to aim. It's in this, so if you see, and also a good indicator is this sort of rectangle in the center here. If you kind of hit the center-ish of it, you will hit all three potential spots, and you will hit all three potential mega bomb spots. I do this here. I cause them to explode. Over on numbers, actually, I noticed that it was a little short, but it was in the center, so they did pop it. But I did want to. It is a good call out there that if you land a little short, you might not pop anything. So you really want to make sure that you're aiming for like the center-ish of those two pillars where that one marker is. Yeah, so you can see a little better. So where that one marker is, kind of aim for in betweenish those two pillars, and you should get it. Other than that, that is the bridges. That is all we have to say about this. There is nothing really else to say. So I'll see you all in the third part about lock wards.